keeping us alive now. You can forget about that one. And you keep them coming in. You're doing well, son.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
I want to make it clear that the views expressed by our hosts are not considered the official stance of MBR Views. Remember, this is all about...
What's going on, everybody? Welcome. It is Wacky Wednesday with Brian and Derek. What's up, Derek? How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm pretty good, man. I was just jamming out to that song. I was dancing a little bit. I was like the guy with the gas mask, just like hanging out here, man. I was getting
bro.
down with
I could totally see myself being that guy with the gas mask, you know, the dad bod thing going, maybe some combat boots and just like, you know, some of the green silkies on.
Yeah, silkies and combat boots and a gas mask and just jamming out, man.
That video won't make it.
It should, though.
Facebook would be like, nah, we're done with this guy.
No, we're done. We can't handle this. There's too much sexy in one video.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. What's up, Joe? Joey Edibles. So yeah, I probably do have 2 streams scheduled, man. Hopefully it's at the same time. All right, well, we got an awesome show in store for us. Tree of Valor. And I'm excited to have Lori on and have her talk all about it. Derek, are you familiar with Tree of Valor?
I've heard a little bit, and I'm really excited to get to learn more about what they're doing and everything that they're going to be doing, you know, just from what I've seen, what I've heard. Super exciting. She seems like a super awesome person. It's just going to be a great show, man. Let me tell you.
Absolutely. I'm excited. And let's go ahead and bring her on in. There she is.
There
Look at that smile. What's up, Lori? And her flag. She's definitely happy about that flag.
This is my like traditional spot here. I must sit with the flag. I told my husband, I'm like, what am I gonna do when it's like cold and raining? Come out with that flag.
I'm gonna bear with it. Get out there with that flag.
Yes.
That's outstanding. Well, hey, Lori, we're excited to have you on, and we'd love for you to talk all about Tree of Valor.
Okay, so do you want me to talk about the events coming up, which unfortunately seem like they always...
Well, let's kind of talk about what got it going and talk about, what it is. And then, we'll talk about some of your upcoming events.
Okay. So it really just started as a tribute to my son. He is a Marine, was a Marine, it's all the same. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so
we're excited already. Now you just lost us. Where's my crayons?
Yeah, I got motivated.
Crayons, yes. So I was just honestly, I was so proud of him. And I saw like different moms doing different things for when their kids would come home. And I was like, no, nothing, right? So I just wanted to do something different. So I decided I was going to look for the pictures of my family and our friends who were in the military. And my little girl has nurses that come, and they had a lot of military. One of them is actually a veteran. So we accumulated this pile of about 50 pictures, right, of family and friends who were in the military. And we found this amazing wood from Columbia Forest Products, who actually, skip ahead a couple years, became like our first official sponsor, giving us all this wood to put these pictures on, right? So we turned every photo into a wooden memento. And we had them all laying on the table. I didn't know what I was going to do with them. And then he came home because he was about to be deployed. And you know how you get to come home before you go or whatever. So we glammed that house out, inside, outside, for Christmas, even though it was October, I didn't care. And I didn't get to decorate the tree because he came home a day early. So he didn't want to decorate it. And I knew why, because it was his favorite holiday and it was too much. Then after he left, I didn't want to decorate it. And there's poor Lexi, like, mom, I'm a kid. I wanted a freaking tree, right? So she wants a tree decorated. So all of a sudden it hits me. All these wooden mementos that had just been sitting on the dining room table like these treasures to me. I'm like, that's gonna be our first Christmas. That's gonna be our Christmas tree. So that was the first official Tree of Valor, even though we didn't call it that at the time. And it was one of the most beautiful trees we ever had.
I love that. That's just amazing.
Let's kind of show a picture a little bit so everybody kind of sees. I mean, I know this is kind of a distance, but we'll kind of show. There you go.
That's actually our most popular. I hate to use the word popular, but the USS Cole is so many places. Get this, Command Master Chief James Parlier, retired, actually was the inspiration for that tree because he served on that ship with all of those people
That's incredible.
when the bombing occurred.
Wow.
And I went to a triad honor flight. I don't know if you guys know what an honor flight is, but we do the pictures for all the veterans going to DC from our area. It's one of the best things. And he was a guardian on that flight. I saw his hat said USS Cole. So that's kind of how all of these inspirations come are from all of you, even though you don't even realize it, right? I read your shirt, I read your hat, and I'm like, you know, school's never out for me. So I went home and I realized, oh my God, this guy's like a cat. He survived the Beirut bombing. He survived the USS Cole, and then the list after that, right?
Right.
Stellar human. But I'm like, I'm going to surprise him and I'm going to make this tree. That tree, fast forward, ended up, it is now at Guantanamo Bay
That's so neat.
in the USS Cole building because, they're still fighting. They're still going to court over that. So
Right.
the parents, every time they come, Vickerman Tree Company donated a pallet of trees to us. And one of them was this beautiful gold tree. And he came to me on Memorial Day and he said, I got a approval. Would you be willing to donate a tree for us to make a USS Cole tree in the USS Cole where the family stays? And it was the biggest honor I think we've ever had. And
Wow, that's outstanding.
And then
That's
he did the whole, like, he showed it on the plane, he showed it on the boat, he showed it at the airport. Like, it was just still gives me goosebumps. He's just a really special human. So
I was gonna say, I love how proud he is of it as well. That's incredible. I mean, that goes to say a lot about you and what you're doing.
Well, when people so many times when we go to an event, I'll say, and that's what's so different about our tribute. You can ask me to bring, like, I want to make some podcast tree for Pete's sakes, right? I cannot go through every day to Saturday and look at all your veterans. But dude, you know who the veterans are that are on your show? Send me a freaking email. All y'all who do these podcasts, send me the people that are, you look there, give me their names. I will find their pictures and make a tree. And this is why it's important. You guys, and I'm sure you know this, a lot of you start this almost for yourself because it's healthy, right? But you're doing huge things. You are, right? I'm like a walking advertisement for you because as I go from town to town, it doesn't matter where the freak anyone lives, right? Like
Right.
they can listen to
Right.
Every Day's a Saturday on every
Yeah.
day, right? So I want to do that for you. I want to show, wow, look at these are the veterans that were on your show. Send
Wow.
me your people, right?
Okay,
It can
well,
just be their
shoot.
names.
We just gotta get it done. We need a big Papa Steiner tree of
No
just Steiner,
problem.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, I want to take. Yes, I want to take. I wanted to take them to Hero Stock, right? And so far, no one's taken me up on the challenge. So come on, guys.
We'll have
Someone's got to be the podcast of the ones I've done too. Now, Andrew from the Scuttlebutt podcast, he did send me a slamming about amount of pictures, which was amazing. But I'm
Love
talking
that.
like the guests who represent your mission, because that's what you have, a mission, whatever you want to call it. That's what it is. I was even thinking as I was listening to you guys, I was like, you guys would be like, not that you want to be a recruiter, But I hope recruiters are like thinking about this, because this makes you so, as a civilian, man, I missed out on that. Like, you already know you kind of failed as a human if you were a veteran. Like, you already know that, right? But when you listen to it and you can feel your brotherhood, like across the phone, like across the, you can feel it, right? It would be such, like, I hope, yeah. They need to be letting young people see this isn't for all that you do there. This is what you're going to have later. This brotherhood. And I hope that that's, I hate to use the word selling, but we all know what you guys feel like when you come home. And I apologize, I don't remember the gentleman's name, but one of your podcasts, you talked about how in biblical times, why didn't they have PTSD? I thought that was like the best explanation I've ever heard about why they didn't have PTSD. Oh my God, that was so. Do you remember who was that?
I think that's 22 Mohawks.
Oh my gosh, that was such a great explanation. How you were
Daisy and
all
Stacy.
like,
Yeah,
banned from coming
yeah.
back into the village or whatever, and you had to just get around the fire, do all the man shit, right? Do all the things, right? And I'm like, that makes so much sense. So instead, you're all thrust back into society like deer in headlights almost, right? And that's stuff people don't talk about. But this right here, this would be a great thing for young people to see, that let's just step ahead, because when you get out, yeah.
I
Because
love
that may
hearing you
be,
say that, because honestly, that's a big intent of why I kind of started my whole podcast, is just being transparent and sharing
Right.
things that I'm a little uncomfortable probably sharing with,
mhm.
that makes, that the world when they see it, it doesn't, shed great light on me. But the thing about it is that, we are able to put it out there where people can learn from it and maybe not make that same mistake. Maybe that young person that's listening to this is like that 20 something year old, where, I was just real young and dumb and naive and just like so headstrong, that when you're young, I don't think you have that big open vision. You're very
Well, your
tunnel.
brain is
You're
like
very
technically
tunnel.
still growing.
Right. And you're
So
very
at that
tunnel
age,
vision. It's all about trying to be, go out there and get that great job. Try to,
Right.
be, have the big old house, the white picket fence, the cars and all that stuff.
but you don't want. I mean, you don't want to discourage people from going in,
No,
right?
no, not
Right.
at
Yeah.
all.
But
No,
that's what I
no.
mean. Like, it's not just about, and
And
not taking anything away from like what you're doing, but to let them know that there is something after too, right? Like, it's like
Yeah, absolutely.
dessert, right?
no,
Who wants dinner
and
without dessert, right? Like, I mean,
for
you know,
anybody to think that people that are to go through combat and have absolutely nothing left there, especially, a lot of us, I think we have a lot of a trauma that we don't deal with, at a young age. So we carry so much with us. And then when we go into really combat situations or situations that increase your adrenaline and all that stuff,
mhm.
the more trauma and stuff you have, the harder you may not be able to deal with that kind of stuff,
Oh,
because you put you back, a
mm,
place when you were at a level of feeling scared or afraid. You know what I mean?
wow.
So because that's another thing I think Dave and Stace, when they were on, that he shed light on to me about, is we tend to revert back to places where we have not healed from, that there's
Oh,
trauma, and that, like, whenever we experience mad trauma, we find ourselves going back to like when you were a little kid and you were responding to something or
right.
something. So I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Wow.
So
No, it does make a lot of sense. But you also have those people who they don't deploy to somewhere like in Iraq or in Afghanistan, and they feel like a whole level of shame that you I feel bad for them,
right.
right? Because you don't get to choose whether it's wartime, right? You don't get to choose that. And some of them went in specifically because that's what they were looking for, right? They really wanted to serve in that way. And
Right.
when they don't, they are disappointed. Some of them, are embarrassed. They don't even talk about their service. And I had I want to say he might have been Iraq and Afghanistan, but one of the veterans had said to me, your mission is whatever the United States government gives you. And as long as you did the mission they gave you, you should be proud of it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
But it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell people that who.
Yeah, there's a million things, and it takes a whole team and a whole family to make it work, just like any organization. And it's really hard when you're not doing as much as you think you can, when you don't feel like you've done enough. And I think that's a common trend with a lot of guys that do get out and start having depression, anxiety, and issues, is that they just didn't feel like they did enough. So they're still searching for what they can still do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep. Well, let's
I
go
can't
ahead.
I can't see my screen. Like
You
it's
can't see your
something.
screen?
Well, it's something from you. It's not something from me. I have a big block on my screen. I mean,
Oh.
I can see everybody, but there's still like a drop down
Oh,
tab.
geez.
All right. Well, we see you at least.
Okay.
We see you,
Good.
right?
As long
I'm
as we
just
see
like-
you,
You
we're
look
I
good to
just
go.
wondered. I'm like, is that what? I can't. I'm
Uh,
like, can you see it? Okay.
But no, yeah, the podcast thing is, in general, I'm glad you kind of brought it up too, is I didn't realize once I started it how therapeutic it would end up being.
Mm-hmm.
That part wasn't really a thought that I was going to get out of this.
Right.
That wasn't something I went into and thought, oh, this is going to be like kind of like a therapeutic thing for me, a counseling. And there's like so many people I've had on, and they've ring the bell for me, and it's like, and I'm like, ding, like, oh my gosh, like it just brings things full circle for me and has brought tension to me that I'm like, wow.
Wow.
So that's one thing that I've appreciate with the podcast world. And I think it gets to be very therapeutic, not only talking but also getting to talk to other people. And then we're here again. Yeah, we're not necessarily right next to each other, but we're like on screen time and having
Right.
a lot that
Right.
camaraderie again and building that up again. It's kind of nice. So I mean, the podcast world, there's a lot that has happened, like meeting a group of great gentlemen and women all in the podcast world, and we've kind of all talk now. I don't think I've ever been on
Right.
my cell phone as much as I am now, and on Messenger and stuff like that. I think my
Right.
wife's like, "Who are you on the cell?" I'm like, "Well, I got friends now. I'm sorry." Like, it's back
But
again.
one of your goals, though, right, is to bring you all together.
And I'm sure some of these guys are like, son of a bitch. Now I got this guy as my friend. He don't stop,
We appreciate it, man.
Well, this is
Hey,
the thing.
appreciate you stopping by.
The idea of the trees is just that, right? It's a place where, from what veterans tell me, where some of them come and then they drop, right? They drop whatever it is they need to drop, or they take whatever it is they need to take, and then they go. And one place we actually had a homeless veteran who, it was like a galley window, right? So like an old dress shop window, and the veteran who gave us this window to use, for the time being, his name is Lane Yates, and he's let us use this window for over a year. But there's a homeless man who sometimes sleeps under where the window is, right? And I think, and at the time it was all these white Remembrance Place trees. If you see a white tree, that means it was a person that was killed in action, a suicide, or a training accident. So there he is every night,
These ones. Yeah, right.
sleeping amongst the forest, really, right? So Gold Star moms, same thing. I mean, so many times we've heard people say, you saved my life with a tree. So I know some people don't get it. I can check in my pocket for give a you know what, and I don't have any. I don't care if people don't get it. I don't, right? Because
Right.
I know where it came from. I know who is leading the charge of it, right? And that's all that matters to me. I mean, some days I get discouraged when I feel like people don't get it. I get frustrated with that, but that's my problem. So, um, I just know that it would never have grown to the size that it is if God did not have plans for it. So, you know, each of these trees is a story, you know, and we want them to tell your story. So, I don't know if you know Andrew, but so he sent me a ton of pictures from he's a Marine from the 3/8, and so of people that were killed in action. So we're making this whole tree with all of them on it. And I mean, that was one of my goals was even if you're not ready to see it yet, you're going to someday have a place where your family is all back together, right? Your ouch, your family's all back together. Hi, pigtail. And you'll be the World War II veteran who needs that, right? And we'll have the museum for you to go visit your family because that's going to be something that you need. Um, even though it might not be something that you can embrace now, sending me who you want to see on that tree later is what's important. We also do family trees. This is like a giant part of the forest that actually gets, not nearly as much coverage as I wish it would. But let's say, Brian, you and several other family members. We take all of your pictures who were in the and that were in the military. We take all of you and we put your pictures on one tree and put your name at the top. And let's say it's you or your mom and your dad or whoever, whoever. Well, we can put like even two names, right? So we have people that have almost 30 family members on their tree.
Wow.
So you see this forest of trees with these names on them. It is breathtaking because it's the only place in America where your entire family from every generation is still you're serving together by being in the tribute and showing America what the true fabric of our nation looks like. It's not like I've never seen, not like tooting my horn or whatever I always say, but the point is it's not something when you find something different and you're inspired to create something that you haven't seen, it's probably not your idea. It's something that's missing on the planet. And what a great tribute to your family that you don't even have yet, children and grandchildren you haven't even seen. Someday they will be in this Tree of Valor Heroes Conservatory, and there will be this forest of trees. They'll be live trees, though, not fake trees. And I mean, we're actually going to have these little books, like on little, I don't want to say podiums or whatever, in front of whatever families choose to, where you can add stories, right? That you don't
Yeah.
want forgotten, that your grandpa told or whatever. And you know what? Nobody might look at that but you and your other family members, but that's who you're doing it for, right?
Right.
But there will be somebody, maybe a Korean War veteran, whatever, who pages through your book and sees a story that completely resonates with him because it's all about the stories. It really is. I know everyone wants to remember the names, but I want to remember the faces. That's important to me. So,
I love it, and my gosh, the amount of stories that are out there that just get
mhm,
left unheard all the time.
Right.
I mean, there's
mhm.
just so many, I mean, and a lot of times you don't hear them too because a lot of these heroes don't look and seek for attention. You know what I mean?
Well,
Um,
rarely,
right.
rarely do they.
And a lot of them don't speak and talk about it. So some of these things do get left unheard. And I mean, there are amazing stories that like I said just get left unsaid or told.
Well, that's why we also take authors, like let's say David Bellavia. He wrote the book House to House. He's a Medal of Honor winner. On my bucket list, I have to meet that. I have to meet him. But he wrote this amazing book. It was literally a game changer for me in this tribute, right? And I realized, no, man, they didn't. I'm so disappointed. Didn't hear a freaking thing.
Mm.
Um, But it turned out that I decided I'm going to make a tree because he name drops the whole way through the book, right? So he doesn't even know he has a tree, but and you have to, where you have to be careful where you get the pictures. You can't take them places you can't take them from, right? You have to take it for its, public domain or whatever. But
Yeah.
and make it. But the day he finally gets to see it, and he sees all of them together, I'm hoping it's going to be like this great experience where you realize that, your book moved somebody, right? And that you won't be forgotten, because that's the number one mission, is for your sacrifices never to be forgotten or taken for
Absolutely.
granted. That's a whole other
Yeah,
that's
that's a whole nother world we could dive into that just ends up very, very rough. So,
it
I
does.
get that.
It's why we have this saying, because one of the first years that we did this, we weren't a nonprofit, and so everybody that was giving us things, whether it was a tree or lights or space, whatever it was, wood, whatever, they weren't getting anything in return. You weren't getting a write off. You weren't getting anything like that, right? They were just great Americans. So doing the right thing, right? And so we have this saying that, if you can't find a great American, you need to be it, and then you'll have it. So because they're out there, you know, right now I'm desperately looking for one so I can unload this tractor trailer of trees on it. But in a space locally to me. But
Right.
we do a thing called Paint the Town, red, white, and blue. We did it. We started it in Reedsville, North Carolina. Now it's going into Eden, North Carolina. So in Reedsville, they had 16 businesses. So imagine you're just walking down the street, right? 16 businesses on one street put a Tree of Valor in their store, covered with veterans. So as you walk down the street, you think, and I met this guy, he's a veteran named Scott Marsh. He's like, hey, I saw one of your trees down the street. I'm like, no, you didn't. I said, I'm going to give you a challenge. You go back and you count how many. I said, you didn't see one, you missed the others. And I had just set him up that day because I just met him, right? And so he came back, and I think he actually had all but one. But he was like, this is something, and
Amazing.
there's no big deep seated thing. Like people are like, well, what's your, and sometimes people say it's, well, what's the point, right? Like what's the, like, don't overcomplicate it. There are still some good things.
Right.
Right. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
really don't overcomplicate it. So
Exactly.
but by doing, let's say, a podcast tree, right, or a David Bellavia house to house tree, then maybe that will prompt someone to listen to your podcast. Maybe that
Yeah.
will prompt someone to go find Irreverent Warriors. Maybe that'll prompt someone to go read House to House, right? And that's what I want. That's how I can serve, by free advertising for you. I mean, who doesn't want that,
Right.
right?
Yeah. I love
So,
it.
and that's what Jason's doing with Hero Stock. It's a gigantic opportunity for people to,
You just introduced our next guest to the show.
hey,
Everybody. That
Look
worked out
who it
perfect.
is. Yeah, right. She just mentioned it, like, okay, well, we'll bring him on in now, and right before the
That was awesome.
hypotheticals.
Love that.
So
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. What's up,
Good.
brother?
Good.
Man.
Headed to Omaha right now to drop off some plaques to have one of my buddies that is in the Air Force do a CNC machine and run our logo and the sponsors on these walnut plaques that we're going to hand out to our donors.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Nice. So are you wearing an
Yeah.
Apex Predator shirt right there?
Well, yes, I am. The
I
Tackle
see it.
22.
Yeah, I like that. That's my favorite shirt. One of my favorite ones.
Love
The
that.
fit of
Mine
him
too.
is great, dude.
He
Right?
did a great job picking out shirts.
He did. He really did. When he said he wanted quality, he got it. I
Yep.
for reals.
for sure.
Go out
For sure.
and get yourself an Apex Predator shirt.
Definitely. And they have some really cool designs too. Like he's done a good job with the design side of it and just really knocked it out of the park.
Nice.
Love that.
Well, Lori, before we get on to the next part of the show, is there anything that you want to say about the Tree of Valor? We love it, and I love everything about it. And if you guys haven't got a chance, go check it out. Go check her out. It
We
is
have a
amazing.
lot of events coming up. A lot. Like across my eyes, a lot. Like in the next, no, seriously. So like in the next 30 days, I'm like, damn, what was I thinking?
Give us your
But-
next three. Give us your next three events. What do you got going on?
Well,
Right
just
off.
this Saturday is the Purple
Okay.
Heart dinner
Oh,
and the Gulf War era recognition luncheon. And they're on the same day. And then after that is Jason's hero stock. I'm cheating. I don't listen because I'm going to get going. And we're going to the Citadel.
oh, okay. Oh,
Yes,
that's a nice
for
bump
PO.
right there, Jason.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, look at
Yeah,
that.
dog.
Just about got shooken up, huh?
Nebraska's got some rough roads, bro. Jeez,
Yeah.
man.
Jason's got a
I thought he was doing like, wow, stop the brakes on that.
Jason's got TBI now, you know.
Right.
So,
Look at this guy.
So-
Good looking. Oh, what's going on,
What's going on,
Scotty?
Scotty?
Welcome in, brother.
yes.
A better
So-
even looking dude.
So yeah, so we just are, and then we're doing the Triad Honor Flight, and we're doing a something I can't even remember the name of it because someone just asked me today, but we're doing the all-state veterans salute to veterans for Veterans Day, which is like a whole concourse at a like a floor field in Greenville, South Carolina. So we've never done that, and he was like, blow our minds. And I was like,
awesome.
yeah. Every
Got
time someone asks me to do something bigger, like Jason's spot, 100 by 15. Yeah.
Just look
Yeah,
at
and
these.
this
They're
purple-
amazing.
This Purple Heart display that we're doing now, which I didn't even have when I, first met Jason. I'm like, man, I might have to bring that. It's so.
And
It
we're
is-
going to have a couple Purple Heart recipients there. So
Wow, it's really, yeah. So it's just been an honor. It's been a complete honor to do it. There's
I
no
love
other
it.
way to say it.
You know,
So-
do you have them like you know how Marines do Toys for Tots? Do you have like a Chris? You should put a tree behind the Toys for Tot guys all the time too.
I really should. I really should. I
Yeah.
never have done that, but I should do.
That's another different way to get it out there because
Mm-hmm.
my gosh, I mean it is unique, Lori. I haven't seen something like this. I don't know about you guys, but I certainly have it, and
I cannot say I have.
I was super intrigued with it when I saw it, and I love it. And it's a blessing that you want to keep people's names alive, their stories alive. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, I love the idea that America is catching on though and asking to do it when it's not Christmas. Like Texas Roadhouse they ask us every year now for that 12-foot tree covered in veterans pictures from their county. Like that is something, right? When you ask me for a tree and it's not Christmas, yeah, then you're impressing me. Other times of the year, like it's nice, but you were going to put a tree up without me, right? I mean, be honest, you were. So, I embrace those people that are like, you people, all three of you, you need to be remembered all year long. Hey, Donald, all four
we'll
of
bring
you.
him in too. We'll bring him in.
All
too.
of you all
There
need
he
to be
is.
remembered. So not just at Christmas. So
Love it.
Everybody's here
Well,
just
and the
in
cool-
time.
the cool thing with the setup at Hero Stock this year is Lori's exhibit is the first thing as you walk through the gates that
Oh
everybody will
hell
see.
yeah! I love
So
it.
Awesome.
she really has to impress us because she's the first one. And
Yeah,
I
you're
have
the
no
big
doubt
one.
she
Lori,
will.
no pressure whatsoever.
no pressure.
No pressure, but it
I
better
don't
be
think
good.
that's going to be an issue.
No, I have
No,
no
I
doubt
don't
that,
think
that
so
it will
either,
be
man.
jaw dropping.
Yeah,
Excited.
I'm impressed. I love them, and I love what you're doing.
Yeah, I'll look forward to it.
Well, who's ready for the next part of the show? All
Me,
right.
me. I love
Here
this part.
All right, here we go. Let me find what I'm looking for. All right, here we go.
Wacky Wednesdays. Let's get hypothetical.
Where did that rat come from?
He must have brought it in with him.
Damn it!
Man, is he dumb. Where do they get these subjects?
He's a little too well fed to be a wino. Hey, what's that?
Zoom in on section 8. Rotate 20 degrees.
Mr. Simpson, I'm afraid you have a crayon lodged in your brain.
There's a crayon in my brain?
That explains a lot. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
I never knew Homer was a Marine. Holy cow.
Dude, you know,
Why
I
you
found
didn't
two
know?
clips with him in crayons, bro. Another one, he's asking a guy to sit there and hammer it down his nose. All right, so we got the handy dandy cover here with our questions in here, the hypotheticals. What do we got going on? This comes from the World Wide Web. If you won $1 million and couldn't keep it or give it to a family or a friend, who would you give it to and why? We'll go ahead and Lori, who would you give some money to?
I mean, it would clearly be some kind of like one or two choices for me. A veteran organization, like really would be which one would be really the problem. But yeah, so that's what it would be for me.
Okay. All right, that's good. I mean, I think for myself, definitely would do a nonprofit, probably, you know, something like Hero Stock or something, you know. But
Well, if you wanted me to be
definitely-
truly specific, no.
Why he's here.
Right,
But
right.
also, no, I mean, you know, also the gunroom radio too. I would love for that to be a booming thing. So just, you know, it would be really hard to choose now that I'm in this world of knowing all these great people and their nonprofits. It would be hard to choose one. You know, I mean, and I mean, you got something going on in Hero Stock where you got to choose one if you win
That's
a raffle.
fabulous.
I'm like, goodness gracious,
Right.
Pick me,
that'd be
pick
rough.
me.
There's like 40 people there, like
Everybody's looking at you going, I want the money. I want the money. I want the money.
You just,
I don't
close-
want the money. I
you
need
just
the
close
money.
your eyes and you're just like,
Right.
you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe I should bring a blindfold and a dart and
Yeah,
let
you
them just
should.
throw the dart at the board.
Well, I was gonna say whoever you hit with the dart gets the money.
See,
That
I'm
would be
ready
way
to
more
say
fun.
that.
Pin the tail on the 501c.
Yeah, pin the
Yeah,
tail
right.
on one C.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. It'll just be
that's
a bunch
probably
of
a
guys,
good one, actually.
a
Shoot.
bunch of guys lined up, and you just walk blindfolded until you poke the needle in their butt.
We'll see how bad somebody really wants the money.
Exactly.
Start taking bids like, well, let's see here. What we got? All right, Donna, what
Right.
about you, man?
It has to be one, huh?
Yeah.
For me, it'd have to be Gunroom Radio because I'm a part of it and trying to build it. So yeah.
All right. That's a good one. Derek.
Man, this is tough because there is Hero Stock and Gun Room here, and I would want to throw it. I wish I could split it several
That's
ways.
what I'd want to do is I'd want to split it in fours.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd
Right.
love to split it. If I'd have to throw some love just to Deuce Outfitters. I know they've got some amazing things going
Oh,
on.
absolutely.
You know what I
Shit,
mean?
now I
And
gotta split it in 5.
yeah, you know, and they're trying. They're trying to get things up and going.
After
and I'd love
like
to
you're
see
gonna be
them
like, I
get
have to
things
split
up
it
and
in
going.
40s, bro. Like
Right.
Everyone gets $10 by the time Jason's
just
done.
start meeting everybody like, oh boy,
Right.
this is getting rough.
Right.
All right.
I'm actually going to go the Primal Outfitters. I went up and fished with Gunny up there in Michigan. dude is probably one of the hardest working people I have ever met in my life. He's running 20-hour a day just to put guys on the boats to get them out in the water and get away from the world for a little bit. And
That's awesome.
And he really impressed me with what he's doing up there. And I know for him, money's the big deal to continue to make this thing grow and make it bigger. So
yeah,
I would have to go Primal.
I'll be honest with you. I am thoroughly impressed with the nonprofit world and a lot of the individuals that I've come across and how selfless a lot of people are. I mean,
right.
You guys doing these nonprofits, Steiner, you got a job, you got a family, and and you're just dedicating a lot of time into this stuff. You guys all doing this on your own time. I wish nothing but the best and blessings for you guys, because I mean it's an amazing thing that you guys do, and it's great to help be at least, like I said, I've said this a lot of times, is it's better to be a ledge for someone to grab on than a slippery slope, and a lot of these nonprofits, that's what you guys are. You're a ledge, you know what I mean, and you're helping someone out of a situation, and then it's pulling them out. So I mean, the amount of time you guys put into this stuff and the effort you guys put towards it,
it's just miraculous.
Unbelievable. I mean, and if there's any kind of payout for it, it would be the shock and awe that you guys put on everybody around you. I mean, that's what I think.
Yeah, we're probably going to need to give it to Hero Stock anyway, just so he can rebuild his house after this.
Jason's pre-party. I might be there actually Thursday, so Jason, you might have to deal with me an extra day, bro.
Sweet. I'm taking Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday off.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Because
so
I saw that the flights were a lot cheaper if I went Thursday versus Friday, so I was like, maybe I'll fly out Thursday.
Well, and I think Barbara's going to be in. I think she's coming in early, and then she's actually staying late. She's going to stay till like the
13th,
Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, the Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'll take the days off. We'll throw some fishing poles in the truck. I'll take her fishing. We'll go shoot guns, whatever she wants to do. And
heck yeah, man.
Just kind of hang out. So,
well, hell, I want to come fishing. I might just.
Here comes Dave.
Not for that. Not for that.
People extended.
Derek's now staying at my house till Tuesday.
Oh man, that's
all right. Well, now you offered, I guess.
Right. Well, Scotty's gone Sunday, so the bed's open again.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Scotty, isn't he leaving like early morning, dude? He comes in Thursday too, or is he coming in Friday?
He comes in. So I'm picking up a lady from Colorado that's flying in she's going to work with us on funding or fundraisers, grant writing, that kind of stuff. So she flies in at like 1:30 on Friday. Jonathan flies in at 3:30 in Omaha. So Cassie flies into Lincoln. Jonathan flies in 3:30 into Omaha, and Scotty flies in at 5:30 into Lincoln. So I'm picking Cassie up in Lincoln, driving to Omaha, pick up Jonathan, drive back to Lincoln, pick up Scotty, and then we're headed to the house. But then Scotty flies out at it's 6:37 in the morning out of Omaha, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not sleeping. I am legit not gonna sleep.
I fucked up too. We're leaving early Sunday. My wife told me, I was like, babe, do you realize the event's Saturday? Right? It's like, it ends at 10. Yeah. Do you think it? I mean,
you think it ends?
Well,
I don't think that.
Hero Stock may end at 10
with these
but,
fools. Are you serious?
I was going to say
it's gonna be a hangover situation. I'll be getting on that. You'll probably see me on some TikTok.
Hangover.
That some bitch that got kicked off of the airline because he was. What? I was at Hero Stock.
Brian's still going to be drunk on a plane.
I was at Hero Stock. Just leave me alone.
Yeah,
I don't even want to go back to California.
I have a question for Scotty. Is New Jersey, is that in America? I mean, who would go
Wow.
to
So, speaking of New Jersey, kind of a crazy thing. I actually got an email through our website the other day, and this lady comes on and she says, "Hey, I'm watching what you're doing. It's amazing. This is incredible. Yada yada yada. Thank you so much." And then she goes on to say that she's going to use Hero Stock's name tied into her nonprofit name and run an event up in New Jersey. And she goes, "I hope that's okay." And I'm like,
This explains
no,
so much
no,
now, Jason.
that's
No.
what's that?
You didn't tell me they were from New Jersey. Now this explains a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, right. But I'm like, no, you can't just use my name, or I'd have been like, we're gonna have Nike stock. I mean, they've already got the brand, so why not use their shit, right?
No,
but I'm like,
can't do that.
whatever makes you think that you can just use somebody else's nonprofit name and tie yours into it and run?
And you never vetted them out either, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
right. But I'm like, yeah, it's great that you want to do this, and we appreciate that you're watching what we're doing, but please don't use our name because we will have to get lawyers involved.
Yeah, no.
You
What
know,
an odd
it
thing
takes,
to say.
yeah, and it takes one bad event, right, for somebody to go, "Oh, did you hear about Hero Stock?" Whether it's my Hero Stock or somebody else doing it.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, let's not go down that road.
Wow.
Nah, man,
But yeah,
you could definitely run into some problems doing that. You know what I mean?
They say imitation is the best form of flattery or something like that.
Right. And I was flattered that she wanted to use our name, but I'm like, you know how many podcasts I've done to get this name out there? You know how many hours I've put in to get this name out there? And now you want to walk in and go, "Well, we're going to use your name," and not ask, tell me they're going to use our name in this event. And I'm like, no, sorry, no. Yeah. I was like, that's pretty ballsy.
Yeah, right, dude.
Hey guys, I wish you all the best of luck, man. I got to jump off and get ready for
get your show.
Our shit. Y'all
All right,
take
brother.
care.
Yeah.
Lori, it was good to see you again.
You too. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Yeah,
Don, be good, brother.
I'm about to bring my guitar, man.
You better bring your guitar, Derek.
I should bring my PA system just so I can
I'm
test it
excited
out.
for that.
We'll just rock out.
Well,
the
keep
whole
in mind, I
neighborhood.
have some old neighbors.
We'll just rock out the whole neighborhood. I gotta see how loud.
Come on over. Bonfire.
Well, and I've actually invited some of the neighbors, thinking, okay, if I invite them over, then they can't bitch.
Then they can't get mad.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Maybe, yeah. I'm like, well, we'll just join them. Screw
Right.
it.
Exactly.
It's not like you're like that all the time. You know what I mean? They're just gonna be like, when is this Hero Stock gonna happen again?
Right. We're gonna be gone that weekend.
Let us know the next time, please.
Right.
Vacation.
All my neighbors
will
leave
come
town the
up.
same day.
Yeah.
Then we hold block parties. It'll be great, man.
There you go.
Shut down the neighborhood. It'll be cool, man.
It will probably be the only year that I'll be able to do this, because I think by next year it will have grown so much that I won't be able to hold it at my house for a pre-party. So we'll have to find a different area to hold it for a pre-party, because I want to do the pre-party every year.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be one of those deals where we'll have to move it away from my house, because I'm already looking at like between 40 and 50 people showing up at the
All
house.
right. So the pre-party will be at your house.
Yeah, right. The very, very small, intimate pre-party, and then we'll have the pre-party the next day, and then we'll have the 2 or 3 or 4 day event next year.
It's just like the party's gonna grow. The pre-party is setting up the pre-party, and then boom, you know what I mean? Then you got the real party coming up. Bada boom.
I don't know that my liver can handle 4 days of drinking.
Oh, I know, bro. I know. And I tend to go real hard when I go. So it's like I could go kapooey day one, and then like the second day
Have
be
nothing
like,
left.
whoo, here, like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and try this, and then after a couple, then you're just like, okay, it's back. Fuck it, all right.
Yep.
And
Here we go. Let's go.
I know Sunday, like my wife's like, you can just sleep on the plane. Yeah, I probably will be
In the
And
bathroom,
like
puking.
mouth wide open, and I smell horrible. So everything be like, who is this son of a bitch? Put a sock in his mouth,
And it's not sleeping, Brian.
You're gonna just
it's called passed out.
Yeah, bro, it's gonna
not
be bad.
sleeping.
It's gonna be inebriated. Like, ain't no one you can elbow me. You can do all you want.
He's gonna quit. He's gonna quit breathing for a minute. And they're gonna make his
like,
dead.
Like, oh gosh, she's got sleep apnea really bad. Like goodness,
right?
Get that guy a breathing machine. The fucking mask starts popping out.
Yeah, just your
Don't worry,
mask
man.
dropped.
He just started a little too hard. He's like
your
in his
mask,
40s.
yeah.
He can't do it anymore. He can't.
Everyone's sitting there just looking. Why did just his mask? Is something wrong with the plane?
Man,
What's going on even anymore?
Oh, shit.
I want to be on the plane ride. I might fly out to California with you just because I want to witness.
My
it.
wife's probably gonna, I'm like, just what? I'll let you videotape this horrible incident. And I want to see face. I want to see people's like, who's this asshole?
Right.
Like, so they're all sitting over like, who in the hell?
Hypothetically speaking, what if
Well,
I
at
just
least
came
wait
with
till
and
it
videoed
starts,
this whole
though.
thing?
But
Right,
wait till it starts so people don't like to say he has to get off the plane.
It's gonna be mid-flight. All of a sudden, everybody thinks they're putting their little things on to listen to the music, and they're in the background, like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's bad. It is bad. I will admit.
So I did drop a little teaser today. I don't know if everybody saw that or not.
I did, and I'm
I did.
well
Well,
aware of the
what's
teaser.
up? Come on, man.
I am not dropping names because they're not confirmed yet, but there is a possibility of a couple very high profile people.
It's me
showing up. We got Derek and we got Derek and TJ and Brian and Donald, and those are my very high profile people.
No, I want to know. You got to tell me this though, Jason. If Lexi is not able to come to this, am I gonna be like so devastated that she didn't get to meet these people?
One of them very possibly, because he's a big star.
Well, dude, you got to get working on this Camping World thing then.
I've sent my email.
To push a little bit more, yeah.
Yep.
We'll see.
But yeah, it's
we gotta get Lexi there.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the only way.
I totally agree.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know who Lexi is, there she is.
No. Yeah, we gotta make it happen.
Yep. But yeah, I had a conversation with a person the other night, and it sounds like he's gonna show up. And then there was a text sent about 2 weeks ago to another group that is very, very big and very, very patriotic that may end up showing up out at the event. So
wow.
I just can't drop names because nobody's confirmed. If I knew that they were going to be there, I'd be dropping names left and right because that's who I am. But,
yeah, because once he drops it, he'd be like, Jason said they would be here.
Right.
Bro.
Plus, it would help you to get people, even more people, if you drop it.
If they show up though, everyone's gonna be like Jason 316. Woo woo.
Right. Well, the thing is, if they want to show up to see these people, then they're not showing up for the right reason.
Right. That's what I was just gonna say. Though you don't really want that. You needed to come because you wanted to come, not because you wanted to. Yeah. So you probably shouldn't say.
Yep. But there is a very, very good possibility at least one will show up. So
that's outstanding. That'd be cool.
Crazy. Like this is literally year one, and if this person shows up, it's completely off the charts.
Right.
So
wow.
I'm showing up for Big Papa stock. That's who I'm showing up for, baby.
It's exciting.
I love
there
it.
just better be help from me, man, because I can't bring some team from North Carolina. You better have some people there, man, to help me. Not just unload it, to load it when y'all are drunk.
That
could be a little
hard part. You'll have everybody motivated as hell to offload that son of a bitch. when you look for
Oh,
that
I
lurking
know.
party to load it back up after everybody's done,
Trust
they're like,
me, I know this.
they're gonna have to get the voluntold.
Well,
Right.
somebody better be in charge of that, Jason, sir. So don't leave the
we'll
girl
have-
hanging, man. Don't leave
We
the
got a
girl
couple
hanging.
Marines here. We got you, Lori.
Yeah, we'll
I'll
have
be-
people
function-
around. I
we
guarantee
There's a
function drunk or
snorer.
not.
No.
All right, you guys ready for another hypothetical?
Yeah, I think we got
Hit
time
it.
for one more in here.
Yeah, we
We were
definitely
trying to
got a little
avoid
more
it.
time. Yeah, we got one more. One more real quick. This one's pretty easy. What's the scariest movie you've seen in theaters? Derek, we'll go with you, buddy.
Oh, you shouldn't have started with me.
I know. Okay, I saw the gerbil really starting to spin. Steiner, do you got one?
I gotta say, probably Psycho.
In the theaters. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think so. Yeah.
Psycho. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Lori, what about you? Got any?
Nope. 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 Mm-mm.
Not a
I
horror.
don't bring any of that shit home with me. No. Mm-mm. No. Bring all that bad juju home.
You don't like
Hell
scary
that.
movies at all, huh?
I don't like that shit. Nah.
All right.
No.
Yeah,
I love horror movies.
yeah,
Not, I mean, you know, horror movies, guys.
Horror movies.
Right. You know, I mean, I just want to be clear with that.
Speaking
And
of,
you
You know,
are-
I'm a Marine and all, and you know.
And Brian's canceled.
yep, and Brian.
And- Hello?
I didn't know this was like a comedy show.
Like,
No.
is anybody in here?
Yeah, anybody? You hear me?
Yeah. All right, Derek. Did you?
I got,
how'd
yeah,
that
I got,
gerbil-
I got,
did
I
you-
got one.
You got
I
it?
got one. The
All right.
gerbil went. I got this. Toy Story 4, because it ruined my childhood. That is why it was a scary movie for me. Because
With the misfit,
everything
the misfit
in-
toys.
everything ended, and it scared the bejesus out of me. That I was like, that was the end of my childhood. That was the specific moment that my childhood ended.
Wow.
Unless they do a sequel and they make it a horror movie and they call it Toy Story 5.
Horror movie.
No, I meant
Yeah.
horror movie.
The horror.
Horror movie.
You gotta
Toy
make the
Story 5.
horror in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was not expecting that answer. I got to tell you.
Yeah,
I
nobody
really-
would.
I-
Nobody
And now I
would.
don't feel so
Honestly-
bad. Now I don't feel so bad that I didn't have anyone to contribute.
I mean, see, he threw out Toy Story. I guess you could have like
It was the
you
end of
know,
my childhood.
Bambi.
man, and
Was that
scared me.
scary? I mean, you know,
Bambi
You know,
was
I've
scary.
never
When
eaten
the
deer
mom
meat
died,
since then.
when the mom died, I mean, that was kind of scary. I mean, as a kid.
I've never eaten deer meat since Bambi, so there's that.
I don't even care.
Oh.
The most traumatic thing to happen in my life was probably The Lion King, and you can ask anybody, they would agree with that. There's a lot of people out there that Lion King traumatized them.
That is my
Well, it
favorite movie
sounds
ever.
like
It's
it
so
sounds
good.
like Disney has really
That's
had an
scarred me.
impact on you. Like,
Disney's
They
fucking
not
scarred
in a good way.
We're
Oh,
just
man.
trying to write fun-loving stories, man.
He's like,
sorry.
why Disney have to buy Toy Story? They
Why'd you
ruined
end it, man? Why'd you end it?
Leave it to Disney. All right. My movie is I don't know if anybody's seen this one. It's called Event Horizon. It's kind of a sci-fi one, but I don't know why. It scares the piss out of me. And it was when I was like I think a teenager, but I don't know. It's like a sci-fi movie, and I don't even want to try to explain it because I'll probably explain it all wrong. Look at what we got. Scotty from Ruck It Up. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, Ruck It Up?
They should center a movie around crayons that disappear. That would be some scary crap for them. Don't even talk like that, man. You know, it's not funny.
I think he's actually coming on our show in like the 19th.
About time,
Oh, very
man.
cool.
Your
Yeah.
Nebraska brethren should have been.
I know.
You know,
I know.
sheesh.
Should have been up there, but I
Hey,
got it
You
scheduled.
guys need to have Dad's Man Cave on too.
Yeah, I need to get it. Let's make this happen. Send me.
'Cause-
I'm actually doing well scheduling, so
Well, I
Yeah, they're out of
pretty
the
much
actresses.
have had about 25% of the state of Nebraska on my podcast show now. I mean,
Yeah, I feel like I'm representing Nebraska well, and I don't even live there. So
I
Right.
definitely
I haven't
do.
done
Yeah.
any podcast from here.
We are the epicenter. We are the epicenter of the veteran community right now. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
man, they're
It kinda
legit.
is.
Got a lot going on. I mean, you
Jason
got to
made sure
give
of
credit
that.
when credit's due.
Yeah,
We're out here
I'm making
killing it.
sure that we are the epicenter of the
But
veteran world.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I think Mr. Steiner's put me
Single-handedly
and
done it.
I mean, I'll ask him for a list of guests, and then here you go.
All you have to say is
Me.
you're going to hear us talk, and anyone will let you talk. I discovered.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, man.
That's because I've done every freaking podcast there is.
I'm going to do Bulletproof on Sunday.
Yeah,
awesome.
she's great.
I
Ace is
love
awesome.
Ace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, she's amazing.
And she just had Captain Paul Watson on. Like,
Yeah, how
like
amazing.
my celebrity level went way up because I made the same podcast as Captain Paul Watson. I'm like, how the hell? I used to watch this dude on TV and now he's on the same podcast as me. I'm like,
Right?
all right,
How
so maybe
awesome,
I've
man.
made it. Screw
Yeah, and I
Rogan.
was on the
Maybe
same
I've made it.
podcast as Jason Steiner. I was like, I made
Yeah.
it.
Bro, I don't know if there is anybody that has been on more podcasts than Jason Steiner. I mean, I'll be
I'm at
honest
like
with you.
20. If you
Wow.
count the redos, I'm at like 23, I think now. 22
Yeah,
or
okay.
23.
That's it.
Wow.
And then I've got,
I thought you were higher than
got-
that for sure by now, but
well, and then
you've
I've
done
got
a lot of
bearded,
dupes.
yeah. And I've got Bearded Beast coming up, and I've got the Unzipped Minds coming up.
How do you choose?
I sent an email.
No, well, how do
You wanna
you
put me
choose
on?
who you're going to ask? How do you choose? I mean,
He
there's so
just
many.
he finds out they're a podcast.
I'm
then
just
throws
following
the
your
dart.
list. Is what I'm doing.
No. That's all he does. He finds out they're a
Yeah.
podcast, and he just
Yep.
like
Me
he's like, I met him through Contagion Effect in the comments, and he was like, I didn't know you did a podcast. And next thing you know, boom, he was on my podcast.
Have me on. I'm a
So-
horror. A horror. A horror.
Yeah.
It's a horror story.
You got to make sure you the or.
Right.
Horror.
But yeah, like I've got Contagion. I'm back on with them on the 31st. I've got Tom tomorrow. I'm back on with Tom
Outstanding.
tomorrow. My one from Sean Laurie. So the Struggles to Success.
Yep.
I actually recorded that about 3 months ago, and then he took his break for his mental break or whatever. And he's been having issues trying to get stuff downloaded. So he's hoping within the next week or so that one's going to download.
Nice.
So I've got another 4 or 5 that's going to be coming out within the next couple weeks. So
You've
How
got
about my
me
fucking
the
feelings?
second.
I want to
you
do that
dick.
one.
Yep. I got Shadow Mark on the 2nd. I hadn't made it into September yet because my August calendar is just ridiculous right now, and I hadn't even made it into September yet. But yeah, I go back on Shadow Mark on the 2nd.
You got a whole week you can fit in there still. Jeez.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know what I'm doing. It's like I have a job or something.
Yeah, it's like you got things to do or something. I don't know what you're thinking.
But yeah, literally, I'm like, I'll scroll Facebook and all of a sudden I'll see a podcast pop up and I'm like, hey, would you be interested in having me on? And I've sent a couple of them. They're like, you might want to check out our content before you say yes to being on our podcast. And I listen to it and I'm like, yeah, no, never mind. I don't want to be on that one. I do not fit that one. You know,
they're all anti-military. Like,
right. I'm like, yeah, that probably doesn't fit. But yeah,
Jason's
seriously,
scrolling
that's
through
how
them.
I've
It's
done
like
it.
the anti-marine
Oh,
podcast.
God.
And he's like, hey, you guys mind if I come on?
Exactly.
I
But
just
no,
scrolled
I've-
Jason Steiner, and then
Yeah.
wherever Jason, I just follow that.
Right.
Seriously. Yeah.
And,
I'm like,
and
where did
I've
Jason
hit
go?
I've hit some great podcasts. I mean, I really have. And like These Fucking Feelings is one. And I kind of checked theirs out and I was like, there's this more about mental health. And I'm like, I don't know if I really fit that. So I didn't know if I was going to do it. And they scheduled me and I was like, all right, well, I'll jump on with it.
Yeah, but
that
that was
podcast
good. You
has
did a
had-
good job with that.
And it had 31,000 views.
Yeah,
Mm.
honestly.
Holy cow.
You know, and it was one where I was
That's
going,
good.
I don't know if I fit that mold.
But
I don't
you
know,
did.
you know.
It-
And
it
I did.
molded
It
right
ended up
in.
working. Yeah, it ended up working great. And they're actually coming in from New York. to come to the event.
That's outstanding.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, they're part of the 16 states that I know of that are coming in.
That's crazy.
Wow.
It really
So,
is.
16 now. Holy schmoly.
Yeah, it just keeps growing.
Wow.
But yeah, it's been cool. I just did MBR the other day. That one actually isn't even on my list of podcasts I've been on. So I did the MBR. I was on for about a half hour with them. So
that's Friday.
Yeah.
That's Friday.
Yep. So yeah,
Cool.
I've got a handful more coming up. So I'm excited to have those drop and get the word spread even farther and see how big we can make this thing.
Yeah, look forward to it, man. I'm so excited. That's my birthday present to myself. Just so
there
you
you
know.
go. Perfect. I love it.
I didn't even know Bulletproof was in here, but hello. Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Ace?
But
yeah,
that's outstanding, man. I know I'm excited for Hero Stock, and all three of you guys are going to be there, so that's
going to be amazing.
Even more fun.
I'm probably more excited for the Friday night before.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I think I am too.
Getting to meet all the people that I've talked to, because all these podcasts are coming in, and I'm like, I actually get to meet the people that I was on the podcast with, and and that kind of thing. And so, and it's going to be like the smaller, intimate type deal, where we've got the fire pit going, we got some burgers and dogs going, and we're just hanging out, and Scotty's picking away on his guitar, and Derek's picking away on his guitar.
Yes.
We may have Dylan Bloom coming in that night too. He may bring the band in that night and sit around the front yard with us and drink and play. And I'm trying to talk Taylor into coming down from Guitars for Vets and hang out with us. And
bro, it sounds like a block party. You know what I mean? You might just tell the neighbors, we're having a block party. We'll set the stage up right here. You know what I mean?
we probably should have went ahead and planned that as a block party.
No shit.
Looking back now,
it's starting to sound like it's revving up for it.
Hindsight's 2020, man. That's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're learning. Learning is occurring. So we know better for next year that it's not going to be in my front yard.
Right.
And when do we get to set up? Did they tell you yet?
We won't find out for about another 2 weeks. So they said basically a week before the event, they'll be able to let us know exactly if we can set up on Friday night or if we have to wait till Saturday morning.
Because I don't want to miss the party.
Well, yeah, you can't miss the party.
Yeah, so Lori, you would be like part of the party. I mean, I think she
you should have the party at the thing so that people can empty that trailer, give me a drink. Empty that trailer.
That's the kind of party she's looking for. She wants a working party.
Right. You are voluntold to unload the trailer.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, and if we can set up Friday night, that's probably going to change it a little bit. But I'm probably only going to be up there. Well, I won't be up there hardly at all on Friday because I'm going to be racing back and forth between Lincoln and Omaha. So, but we will have people up there on Friday if we can set up. So if that's the case, then I'll let everybody know prior to, all the vendors, if they want to come in and set up. If they don't want to set up until that next morning, because a lot of them, they're bringing in a table and a tablecloth and handful of merch and that kind of stuff, so they're in and out in no time.
Yeah, that's so not my world, dude.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you have a big setup. We have the Nebraska wall that's coming in. That's a big setup. We've got the cornhole is going to be an okay setup. I mean, we're gonna have to measure everything out.
Lori, are your trees already together, or you got to you put the trees all together and fluff them and all that? I saw you have fluffers and stuff too.
Those go along with the horror movies.
I was like, wow, how do you get the job as the fluffer?
That's a real thing, man. I'll tell you what it is. Just because it takes so freaking long, unless you buy expensive trees, which these trees we just got were expensive trees, but Vickerman gave us a nice discount on them. We had all kinds of, VFWs and stuff that donated money for it. I mean, they didn't know when I say it, they made donations and I had to use it for, but we are trying to get to that place where we have all of them on there. But for the size trailer that we have, I mean, it's going to be ramming and cramming to get them in there. So they're not the prettiest when they come off. So they have to be redone. and I'm a freak about it because you don't know when a Gold Star mom's going to come up
Right.
and see she's looking for one picture out of hundreds and thousands. She's looking for one, and it better look good.
I have this feeling that you don't want to be around Lori until it is completely set up. You know what I mean? Like,
that's not no, actually that's not true because
They're
all
like-
I have to do is tell people that one sentence, right?
I see it. You know,
And
you
and
got
it's-
me
it's
shook. I mean,
true.
like, yes, Lori, where
No,
do you
but-
want me to put it?
But no,
We're all
it's true.
snapping to attention and
like,
saluting.
like
and...
she's like a drill instructor, like fucking running by her, like, oh, like,
Aye, sir.
My husband laughed his ass off when he heard me say that. But I mean, and I'm sure that is what people think, right? And I can see the whole deer in headlights look on their face sometimes as I'm explaining it. But as soon as I say that one sentence, a Gold Star mom is going to show up, and she's going to look for her child's picture.
Yeah,
that's it. Because then you get it. Do you want that to be your child's picture? That's like, right? No. Every single. We even have, ready for this? I know this is corny, but I'm super excited about it. Rotating tree stands.
That'd be sweet though.
That's awesome.
okay.
I'm like,
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. So
you're
we
coming up
just-
with your own thing. This is
Oh,
what
dude,
is the
I
great
am.
thing.
Your
It's
own
so
world. I love
unique.
it.
You know what I mean?
Really.
Waiting for the copycatters out there.
You know what?
Well,
it
it-
would take somebody a hell
They're
of
in
a
New
lot
Jersey,
of
I
work.
don't, I
Yeah,
I get
really.
it. I seen your pictures and stuff, and the amount of effort you put into it, and
That's what I mean. You would have a
the
hard
presentation
time.
of them, amazing. And I mean, I know pictures don't usually do things justice, so I am so excited that I get to see these in person. Super
Yep.
excited.
Although I got to tell you,
Absolutely.
Jason, somebody kicked your butt in being the first family in Nebraska.
Oh man, who was that?
Jay Quick. He was
Oh,
quick.
well, I'll tell you what. I'm done talking to him now. No more Legion. He done
As soon
screwed
as I-
himself there.
As soon as I told him, I'm like, dude, somebody needs to be the first family to send me their pictures. Like, you're from California. I don't have a California. I don't think I have a California family yet. But I'm like, it's always cool to be the first. I'm like, Jason hasn't sent them yet. That night, he sent them to
Yep,
That's
Jay is done
outstanding.
getting help from me. I'm going to cancel their boot now.
me. Oh, he's actually supposed to. He has 22 chairs ready for me for my 22 tribute. Although today
He's an
someone
awesome dude.
someone told me that number is not. I mean, we all know it's not right. Someone told me today the VA said it's 44 a day.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. That's the number
Sure
I
is.
have been hearing more now.
Yeah.
1.83 per hour.
Yeah, when they actually
how
start
about-
breaking down and including everything out, all the outliers that they weren't including into the numbers, that's what they're coming up with, was like 34 to 44. on
But I
my
did
end.
hear that the new numbers come out September, and we'll get more of I don't know if there's a yearly cutoff, but someone was saying September is when they drop off the real, like, yearly annual number.
Right.
How
So
about-
we'll see.
Ben Owen. Did you ever get a hold of Ben Owen? Remember him?
I've chatted with him. Yeah, I chatted with him through Facebook.
Okay.
Actually, we haven't personally talked. I'm going to be 100% honest. In the last 2 weeks, I've probably spent 35 hours to 40 hours on the phone
Wow.
That's wild.
with veteran singers, people that have heard about it, that want to be a part of it, that aren't veterans. I had a guy that from Georgia. He's a firefighter, 33 years in the service. Firefighting, and I talked to him for probably 45 minutes to an hour. Hope Cassidy, she's out of Nashville, but she's actually up in Alaska right now. She did 47 stops in Alaska in 2 months on a tour up there that she
Wow.
put together. So she wants to get in and help out with like setting up the tour and that kind of stuff and trying to help with the events. And but yeah, it's just like it's been so crazy. Just the last 2 weeks alone has just been insane with the amount of calls that I've taken and the amount of time that I've spent on my phone. And my helpers are standing there watching me going, dude, are you going to set any tile today, or are you just going to sit on your phone? And I'm like, that's why I hired you. I'm sitting on my phone. Sorry.
Right.
Well, I want
But
Scott
yeah.
Mann to come, and his wife and his whole crew from that the last out. The elegy is a green beret that I was telling you
Right.
guys about.
Right.
That is like the pinnacle of what you're doing.
Right.
It's all about them talking about like they're storytellers, right? And it's especially right now. Every day he has been sharing a story about the withdrawal from Kabul. Every day. It's you got to look him up. His name is Scott Mann with 2 N's.
Man, okay.
Amazing. He did the Pineapple Express where they went over and were pulling people out. Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
You got it. You got to look him up.
That's crazy.
Anything that
awesome.
Gary Sinise supports, is.
I've reached out to Gary. He hasn't reached out back. So,
but I mean, he sponsored the play though. The last out play.
Yeah.
And so for him to be supporting it, it's got to be amazing.
Don't worry, bro. He'll be getting in touch with you soon.
Well, I was trying to get him here for Scotty, because Scotty, that's like one of the people he wants to meet. So I was really pushing to get
that'd been awesome.
Gary here so that he could actually meet him at Hero Stock and have that there, right?
Hey, Gary, I'm sure you're watching right now. Come on, bro.
Dude, you should have invited his band. You should have invited his band. He's all about that band. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
yeah, shoot. There's
we can go longer.
Yeah,
we can go longer. I mean, I don't care. If they want to come in, let's go. If we get this other group to come in and they want to play, let's go. Bring it.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, all right, guys. We have probably went over our little time slot, but it was well worth it, and I had a great time with all you guys. Lori, I really appreciate you coming on, talking about the Tree of Valor. I am more than stoked to actually see it in person. I think you do an amazing job, and like I said, I appreciate all that you're doing and keeping everybody's, stories alive. Look at the presentation of that. It's just amazing. Can't thank you enough.
You're so welcome.
And Jason, thank you, brother, for stopping by and hanging out with us as usual. I know you're a busy guy, man, but we're glad that you both stopped by. And yeah, man, I'm excited about Hero Stock. I can't wait.
23 days.
I
today
can't even.
is what we're down to.
I can't even.
Man, I'm getting like butterflies about it, bro. Like, yeah.
I'm sweating bullets, okay? Bullets, like giant grenades, okay? That's what I'm sweating.
Well, that's great. I'm excited. Make sure you have your socks. We
got the socks. Got the Larry Bird socks. So
and also there's a jacket. Bring a lightly used jacket if you can. They're going to take jacket donations.
Any jackets.
You kind of even if it's youth, adult, just a jacket, so we can help out people out there in need, veterans out there that may need jackets or their family members as well. So
what are we calling them? Awesome. Jacket off your back, something like that.
Yep, it's the jacket off of your back competition. So yeah.
Yeah, and if you're in the the chat world, we'll just leave it there. All right, so but yeah, so you guys, I just left your minds wandering real quick.
That's what we do.
Tune in next week to find out another piece of the trivia.
Next week to see if there's another show.
Right.
I might be a two. But once again, I thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys until next time.
Love y'all.
Bye.